back in 1979, the American Enterprise Institute held a group panel. It was a very conservative panel, including Antonin Scalia and resident scholar Walter Burns. Now listen to what Walter Burns says about how to phrase the Article 5 Convention resolution.
For example, I would like to see the Congress pass a statute specifying the form of an application. And I would, if I were advising some member of the Congress, I would say that the form of the application should be as follows. The state, for example, to name my native state, the state of Illinois hereby applies to the Congress of the United States to call a convention for proposing amendments to the Constitution, to the extent possible, in other words, adopting the actual constitutional language in this application. This would resolve one of our difficulties as to what a valid application is, and that, I think, would be a valid application.
So, the Article 5 Convention resolution should follow the text of the Constitution. The state legislature should apply for a convention for proposing amendments to the U.S. Constitution. And there should be no limiting language or no additional sentences limiting or attempting to limit the powers of the convention to propose amendments. Two modern-day Supreme Court cases make clear that state legislatures have no power to limit the constitutional amendment proposal power that Congress holds. It's the same power that the people hold in constitutional convention. If state legislatures have no power to limit Congress, they certainly have no power to limit the people themselves when sitting in constitutional convention. Here are 4 additional Supreme Court cases which confirm the basic principle that the state legislatures have no power over the national governing process unless the Constitution expressly delegates that power to them. The power that the state legislatures have is to begin a constitutional convention, but they must vote for the proper thing, a plenary convention of the people. For those of you wondering who I am, again, I'm Daniel Tekanoff. I wrote this book, Guide to the First Article 5 Convention of the People, and I ask you to please invite your state legislatures to invite me to testify in committee. The Convention of States people need to have somebody testifying against them. You can't just let the Convention of States people come in and act like they're authorities. They're not authorities. In fact, they're corrupt, and they're going against their oath by taking the position that the state legislatures are sovereign in the national system. That's clearly incorrect. We have a number of free civics education videos on this channel. I invite you all to take a look.